Hello, Aldwyn, Altuney here. I am in Bargara. This is in the Bundaberg region, north of Brisbane, and it's a stunning day. I'm here with the Lifestyle Entrepreneur Hans Jakobi, and we are on the beachfront. As you can see, it's absolutely magic. There is so much to be grateful for. We're going to have a chat to Hans now. He has just had a whole lot of media around a tour he is doing over the next 3 months called Bounce Back to Freedom. And it's all about inspiring people to bounce back after Covid-19. He'll be looking for people to interview about how they've coped with COVID, how they've pivoted in business, what they've done, if they've lost their jobs, what are they doing now that COVID is happening. And he aims to inspire people right along the journey. So we'll have a chat with him right now. I'll flip this around and we'll chat with Hans. All right. Hello, Hans.
Hi, Aldwyn. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
You know, you're not only with the Lifestyle Entrepreneur, but you're also in the lifestyle capital of Australia. Can you believe that?
That is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what a magical spot it is here at Bargara. Absolutely.
But don't tell anyone, otherwise they'll all move up here. Let's keep it between you and I, okay?
Okay, you and I and everyone on Facebook. There's only about 60,000 people here or so on this feed. That's all. That's all right. Now, you're doing an amazing tour. Can you tell us a bit about where the inspiration came for this tour?
Aldwyn, I've been fairly successful in my life. I've been retired for the last 11 years, and I hear all this drama going on and the fear and the anxiety around COVID-19 and Cyrus the virus. And I see that people are clueless as to what to do, how to get out of their situation and how to respond in this time of crisis. And many people are relying on the government to bail them out, and certainly that will work for a short while, but after the money runs out, you're on your own. You've got to survive on your own, so you've got to think of some strategies how you're going to create a new life. And one of the things that people say is, I just want to go back to how things were. But you know, if they actually stop and think about it, they weren't really all that happy with the way things were. They were actually wanting something different. And now's the opportunity. Now's the opportunity to rewrite the slate. Now's the opportunity to create a new life, of the life that you would really want, because you've got a clean slate. And just embrace the possibility that this could actually be done. But there's 3 key points that you really need to be aware of. And they're my 3 keys to your successfully bouncing back out of the Cyrus the virus crisis. Now, point number 1 is, what is it that you actually want? You know, there's many people who know what they don't want in life, but they haven't quite worked out what it is they do want. So if you're in that boat, you need to think clearly about what it is you want. And if all you can think about is what you don't want, grab a piece of paper, divide a line down the middle, and write down all the things you don't want on one side. Then go to the other side and look at the opposite of what it is that you don't want, and that's going to bring you a lot closer to what you really do want. And you know, you need to think of things like, where do you want to live? Where do you want to work? Do you want a business? Do you want a different job? What sort of relationships do you want? What sort of partner are you looking for? You don't have to say that they're blonde and blue-eyed and all that sort of thing. What you really want to focus on is what qualities those people have. It's the qualities that are really important. And ask yourself, what health goals have you got? What fitness goals have you got? What spiritual goals have you got? All of those things form the balance of life. So that's the first point. What is it that you really want? Become totally clear about that. That's critical. The second thing is, ask yourself, why do you want this? Now, I don't want you to just to think about, I want more money. That's not going to cut it. You need something at an emotional level, something that almost brings you to tears when you think about it. You know, I've known somebody who couldn't buy Christmas presents for his boys one year in 2015, Christmas 2015. This gentleman, Mal, couldn't buy Christmas presents for his boys. And that tore at his heart. And that makes him cry. And he said, something's got to change. I can't keep doing what I've always done and expect a different result. So what is it for you that just tears at your heartstrings? You know, for Tracy, she had an inheritance from her mum. Now, her mum only passed about 6 months ago, and still the memory is raw. But what she wants to do with the inheritance she's receiving is to do something of value with her boys and her family to make her mum proud. So whatever it is for you, just make sure it's something deep at an emotional level. The last thing is that who do you need to become in order to achieve that goal? Now, you need to work on yourself, because who you need to become is critical to achieving what it is you have in your life. When you look around at people who are very successful, they have a magnetic attraction. Are you attracting things into your life? Do you have a magnetic attraction? That's what you need to develop if you haven't got that yet. And the more you work on yourself, the more successful you'll be. So what, why, and who. 3 keys to bouncing back. Bouncebacktofreedom.com.
Fantastic, Hans. Now, you really don't have to do this. You've retired, self-funded 11 years ago, and here you are coming out of retirement to do this as a great service to the community. You're creating a documentary project as well out of it, which is fantastic. So what would you say to people who think this can't be done?
Look, it can definitely be done. I've done it a number of times. And I've lost my business. I've been through crises, bushfire crises. We were evacuated a couple of times. We almost lost our home. We've been through the Y2K crisis. Many years ago in Sydney, there was a truckies blockade around Sydney. Now, most people watching this probably aren't old enough to remember that, but you can tell by my hairstyle, I've been around the block a few times. So, yes, there was a truckies blockade, and within days, the supermarket shelves were empty. People were desperate. They didn't know what to do. There was also a time when there was a run on the St. George Bank. One of the radio announcers mentioned that there was a building society at the time that was a bit shaky. And within no time at all, there was a run on this particular building society. And they had to ration the amount of money that people could take out at any one time. So that was a crisis for many people as well. And you know, there's been other crises where I've been retrenched. I was in my 30s, believe it or not. I went for over 100 job interviews, and I was either too old, too young, too much experience, too much education, not enough experience, not enough education. You name it, whatever it was, there was always some reason why I couldn't get the job or qualify for the job. So, you know, I've been through all these crises, and I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train coming the other way. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful sunrise for you of your new life, your new future, if you embrace it.
Yes, perspective is so important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a glass half full person, not a glass half empty person, as you might tell.
Fantastic. And you're going with your beautiful wife Colette of 41 years.
41 years,
fantastic. Yes. And On the Road Again by Willie Nelson is your soundtrack.
Theme song,
your
yes.
theme song.
We're recycled teenagers, you know, that's what it is.
I love it, I love it. And you've had some amazing media coverage. I'm just going to put this back on me for a second. I just want to thank all our media supporters too. It's amazing the number of journalists I've been speaking to that are saying that they are so grateful to hear of positive news stories like this. So unlike what you may believe, that a lot of media just want negative stories, well, that's actually not the truth. And there's a lot more media outlets now and a lot more journalists now wanting to share more positive stories. And I just want to do a special shout out to Triple M, to JB and Jules, to Channel 7 who came out today. There's going to be a story at 6 p.m. on Channel 7 Wide Bay tomorrow night, and also to Coral Coast Radio as well here at Bundaberg, and also to Bundaberg Now, and all the media support so far. And this is just the beginning of the journey. So a big shout out to all the reporters that we've been dealing with that have been supporting this project. Thank you very much for that. And just back to you now, Hans. How do you feel about the media support so far?
Oh, it's been lovely. It's been sensational. And many of them have said, hey, call in to us as you're going along the way and keep us posted. So that's wonderful. And I really love it when people support a positive initiative. So that's great because, there's plenty of fear around. Let's refocus our energy. Let's support each other and let's build each other up. It's easy to tear somebody down, but let's be positive and build people up. I think that's what it's all about.
Wonderful, wonderful. And now for anyone who wants to be interviewed, what sort of people are you looking for on the journey and how can they apply for that?
Okay, I'm after anybody that could share their experiences and particularly any strategies that they might have. You could be an inspiration to somebody else who's lost, who is in your situation, who is just hanging out for that last piece of advice. What can I do to rebuild my life? So if you're willing to share your story and your experiences and any tips that you've got how to bounce back out of the virus situation, then go to my website bouncebacktofreedom.com. Just answer a few quick questions, give me your details, your contact details, and then I'll be in touch and we'll have a chat and we'll have a bit of fun too. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Fantastic. And I can't believe you're 66, Hans. You don't seem 66 at all. So it just goes to show, if you love what you do, you eat well as well, you eat healthy food, you have a lot of love in your life and you have a positive attitude. How important is all of that so that you can make the most of life?
Well, it's very interesting that you mentioned that, Aldwyn, because a lot of people my age are focused on the next doctor's visit, the next operation they've got, the drugs and prescriptions that they take. I don't take any drugs whatsoever, no prescriptions. My approach is very, very different. So I go to the doctor to get a diagnosis and then I go to the naturopath to find out how I can fix the problem. So it's teamwork, So my objective is this. I understand that I'm responsible for my health. I don't think that the doctor can fix me. Yes, if I'm plastered all over the road, I need surgery. I understand that, and I'm very grateful for Western medicine. So I'm not anti-Western medicine by any means whatsoever. However, I think there's a place for it in each situation. And I like to use both Western medicine and natural medicine in conjunction to get the best possible result for me. So I'm aware of what I eat, I'm aware of what I drink, I'm aware of the air that I breathe, all of those things, my behavior. I need to keep moving, I need to keep fit, and most importantly, the most expensive real estate in your body is the 6 inches between your ears. You've got to keep feeding that with positive stuff, and if you do that, then you'll have a life like mine. I haven't got time to worry about the aches and pains, and actually I don't have many aches and pains. I don't know when the last time was when I had a headache, and I don't take drugs because I think there's better ways of dealing with it. So that's how I stay young.
That's fantastic. Very inspiring. And Hans, any final words you'd like to leave our viewers with today?
Okay, I think the number one thing I'd like to leave with you is the importance of relationships and the importance of helping each other and supporting each other. A question I often get asked is, you've been married for more than 41 years now, how do you do it? Well, we have a commitment to each other, and yes, we've had a lot of rough times as well. That's all part of the territory, but at the end of the day, we've got a commitment that we are in this game together and we need to sort it out. And the best strategy is, number one, apologise, and for men, number 2 strategy is shut your mouth. That's very helpful to keep a good relationship. So.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Hans. Bouncebacktofreedom.com is the website for people who want to hop on there. And I'll just turn this back to me. That's the amazing Hans Jakobi, the lifestyle entrepreneur, and he certainly walks his talk and talks his walk. And he's going to be in his van, now what are you going up in? What's the specs for the techie people here? What sort of caravan?
The Land Cruiser, the Sunland Winton caravan.
Right.
Yeah, it's about 10 or 11 years old. It's been right around Australia. It's been up through the middle and out to Western Queensland. we make it work.
That's
we love it.
Brilliant.
We call it the Love Shack on wheels.
So I'm sure it is. I'm sure there'll be a lot of shaking going on that trip there.
Oh, we won't talk about that one. That's just when we're travelling on the road.
Yeah, that's the rough dirt roads that we'll be going
that's
it. So keep an eye out, and actually signage is all over it. So you'll see the Bounce Back to Freedom van. So make sure you say hello if you're seeing Hans on the road. And if you want to be interviewed, check out the website, go there. And thank you again to all our media supporters. Love your work, and all helps to spread more positive news. Any final words, Hans?
I think I'm out of words now, believe it or not.
Fantastic. Well, it really is amazing and so inspiring to hear Hans's story. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you've seen, then please just pop up in the chat here. What have you learnt from today's video? What is something you've got, or maybe some inspiration that you'd like to share with us? Or if you know anyone between Bundaberg and Darwin that would like to be interviewed over the next 3 months as well, you can feel free also to either private message myself or private message Hans as well, although everything is on the website, so check it out, bouncebacktofreedom.com. And if you want to connect with me, check out aaxpose.com, and love to see you soon. Here's to more positivity, more good news, and more inspiring stories, and sharing more love out there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.